What's going on, everybody? I thought today, since it's so close to Halloween, I'd record something that's a little more along the lines of horror. And one of my favorite horror games to play is the Undead Nightmare pack from Red Dead Redemption. I like to play the Undead Overrun mode. This is probably my favorite zombies, even above Call of Duty zombies. It's a little more feeling of freedom than it is with a lot of the other things. It's just Call of Duty just kind of became here's your little path. It wasn't as bad in Black Ops 2, some of theirs, but it was just, I don't know. This is more open feeling, and I enjoyed it more. Didn't feel so closed in. But we're gonna skip a little bit here. I'm gonna stop it at the end of wave 2 and come back at the end of wave 12 because this is a very long gameplay. We make it all the way to round 17, I believe, and that's a little bit too much to put on here, so I thought we'd do a little Halloween thing. We do our little horror gameplay, and this is one of my favorite games there is. I loved this game. I wish more of my friends had liked it as much as I did. By the time the Undead Nightmare pack had come out, most everybody was too concerned about the next Call of Duty coming out. So that kind of kept anybody from really getting this much. I spent, like I'm doing right here, I spent most of my time playing with just random people in the lobbies. And I want you to look at this. See, I threw that bait in the right spot, and then this guy throws it right at the crate. That is the worst possible thing you could do. You throw it away from the crate, and then you go open the crate because they're all attracted to that bait. And that guy threw it right on the box. It's just, I think I'm just going to back away here because there's too many zombies there. There's two things of bait. You got to pay attention. That's why it's more fun to play with friends. You can coordinate. Hey, I'm throwing the bait. But anyways, these guys weren't that bad. I went down, wasn't paying attention, got aggressive, just killing everything. And wave 5 or 6 I had gone down. That's the only time I went down. I was down for a long time. I never died, luckily, but these guys are going to go down. One of these guys must have been fairly new. He went down a lot, but you know, it's no big deal. I mean, if you're new, you're new. But the other guy didn't do too shabby. But I really wish this game had been a little more popular with my friends list than it was. I'm not going to say I wish it was more popular. You get on it and the servers are full. You get in the rooms, they're full. If you play this, you're not waiting. So there's still a lot of people playing this game, and there's a reason for it. This game was a lot of fun. And this Undead Nightmare pack was one of the better DLCs there's been for just about any game. This was a great DLC. The amount you got with this was, I mean, I don't even know how to explain it. They give you a nice little single player story and the Undead Overrun. The only thing I would have liked to have seen is maybe you free roam around and there's zombies in single player. I wish, you know, like this week, why couldn't they throw those in for the multiplayer? That would bring, you know, more people back. Is if you could free roam and have the zombies around, people would, especially around this time of year, be hopping on just to go run around with friends maybe and kill zombies. You know, it'd be fun. I don't know, maybe the logistics of that were more than I know, but it would have been a lot of fun had they done that. I'm really hoping that they up and decide to make another one of these games. I don't know why they wouldn't. This game was very popular when it came out. Where a lot of my friends didn't continue to play it, a lot of them did actually pick it up. They got bored with it fairly quickly. Most of my friends at the time this game came out were all Call of Duty players, and it was hard to keep them away from that game very long. But always been kind of the support player for Call of Duty. I was the guy that was watching, you know, in Modern Warfare 2, I was the guy that was watching the guy who was going to get the nukes back to make sure nobody snuck up behind him. We had it all straightened out that way. We would know it. I'd sit there and lay out a couple claymores behind him to watch paths, and then watch whatever paths weren't being guarded by those to make sure nobody came up and shot him in the back. And we won a lot of matches with nukes that way. I probably wouldn't get 5 or 10 kills in a match, you know, if I was lucky, because this was my job. But anyways, back off of Call of Duty, back onto this. It would be very pleasing to see them make another one of these for maybe one of the next generation consoles. I don't know if they will or won't. I would definitely be getting it if so. I'm not gonna hop right on these new consoles right away. I don't see anything. There's any really good game that you'd be interested in is coming out for all the systems. I'll probably be a February or March guy, assuming they have them available at that point. Somewhere in there is when I would be more interested in getting a new system, because I just don't see the point in hopping on it right this minute. If the games that are coming out for them aren't that spectacular to me. The games that are only coming out for the new systems aren't that spectacular, so I don't see any need in just throwing the money out right now. I can use it somewhere else. But there's going to be some games out come spring that I am going to be interested in playing on the next system, so that's when I'm going to look at getting it. And really, I'm not as picky as a lot of people, I guess. GTA 5 has not been out that long. I can play that for quite a while longer. I played Defiance for a long time. And before that, I was playing Mass Effect. Those two games, really Mass Effect pulled me off of Call of Duty. I really enjoyed the multiplayer for Mass Effect 3. And pretty much as soon as I unlocked all the badges and everything you get for multiplayer, I almost instantly went to Defiance. There was no longer a goal, so I was no longer interested in playing Mass Effect 3. I've probably played half a dozen games since I unlocked everything, all the titles for multiplayer and everything. And I played Defiance for a long time, and I had a lot of fun with it for a really long time. But now, if I stick it in, it just seems like it's the same thing I've done a trillion times over. And the last DLC wasn't the first, well, I should say the only DLC that had come to this point wasn't enough to keep you occupied for more than maybe a week at most. And they're really going to have to put more out to get me back to Defiance. I'm going to have to see a really nice big DLC, but I'm not going to say anything bad about it. A lot of people will down a game, no end game, blah, blah, blah. That game, I have a lot of time into that game. I played that game a lot, and I definitely got my $60 out of that game. So, no complaints for me. The only game, I think I stopped to play one other game seriously and got off of the Defiance in that time, and that was Dead Island Riptide, and that game I didn't like it. I love Dead Island. I thought Dead Island was a great game. Dead Island Riptide I thought was bad. I don't know any other way to put it. I didn't enjoy it. It wasn't that good of a game to me. It went from a free roam zombie game feel to a path zombie feel, and I don't like paths. I've had my fill of paths. But we are getting along here pretty quick, and I purposely killed myself right there, just for the hell of it. Everybody else had gone down. I was last man standing. And if you just run around trying to stay alive for a long time when you're last man standing, you're really not getting that much out of it, and you're really you're being rude to the people you're playing with. Why hold their time up? They're sitting there waiting for you to finish. So yes, I'll do what I can to stay alive to be that last man standing, but I'm not gonna stay alive afterwards. But anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed a little bit of zombie fun, and I hope either you or your children get a lot of candy for Halloween. So happy Halloween, guys, and I'll catch y'all later.